What's good, Black family? Um, I saw this story pop up on my timeline a few days ago. As you can see, it says the 20th. Uh, Today's the 22nd. And just by looking at the title of it, I thought that it was very interesting. And something that really had to be discussed. And a lot of people do not know that there are laws in the United States that that have children getting married at young ages. For a lot, this is I'm mainly doing this story or covering this story or reading this article simply to show those who constantly attack Dr. York for for child molestation. Um, you know, Stop talking about him so much. Is I understand. I hate that y'all have to do it because I look up to Dr. York, but I understand why you're doing it, and it has to get out there. It has to get out there. Everyone has to be cautious of who they're going around. There's no question about that. But at the same time, y'all talking about him, talk about things like this that's going on around the nation, where civilians, simple people, or unknown people are making a stance, and you who have large followings and all these subscribers and fans or whatever, you're doing nothing but just constantly getting views and likes on videos, just talking about something that you're not going to take action behind. So yeah, just getting right into this. Former child bride in Texas aims to change marriage laws. Says child marriages hurt children. And I didn't just by looking at it, I haven't read this article. Um, I just saw the title of it and I just automatically started having, thoughts or whatever. Um, Thinking to myself what this story might be about, as far as changing child law marriages. In October 1983, Trevicia Williams was married at the age of 14 to a 26-year-old ex-convict and a current registered sex offender, whom she only met a few months before their wedding. She didn't become a child bride in a far-off land, but instead here in Houston. Um, you're only a child once in your life, only 14 years old, 15, 16, once. To rob a child of those years, from developing themselves and their character, Williams told Cron.com, the Houston Chronicles. They're missing all of those important experiences. Um, let's see here. Williams is working with the Tahara Justice Center representative Sephronia Thompson, Democrat in Houston, and Senator Van Tyler, Republican Colin, um, to bring awareness to legislation changes to the modern realities of child marriages in Texas, according to statistics from the Texas Department of Health Services provided by the Tahira Justice Center. Nearly 40,000 children between the ages of 12 and 17 were married from years 2000 to 2014 in Texas. Now, when did Dr. York get arrested and get charged and sentenced to 135 years in prison? That was in, I believe, 2002 or 2004. Um, Either way, y'all was so focused on what was going on over there, y'all didn't even know that this was going on over there in Texas. And this is what I talk about creating organizations and groups who can go in to the Justice Department or the legislative or some type of legislative branch of government to get some kind of laws changed. And this woman, who just an everyday woman, is trying to get that done. As the law stands, a child as young as 16 can be legally married by the state with the consent of a single parent. Children younger than 16 can also be married with the judge's consent, according to Jeanne Smoot of the Tahira Justice Center. There is no age floor as long as a judge signs off on it, Smoot told Cron.com. Williams, the Tahira Justice Center, and Senator Taylor aim to change that law with Senate Bill 1705. I'm gonna Google that after I get done with this video, making this video. Through a signature of a single parent, a child is emancipated and married in a single process. The senator said during a state senate committee hearing on Wednesday. So I believe a child should be emancipated first in order to choose whether they want to be married. Um, it's neither for me, man, because I have a daughter, and this just won't be some shit that I'll do. You won't get emancipated. You don't even know what emancipated mean. Even the Africans after slavery didn't even know what emancipated meant, because if they knew what it had meant, they would have took their asses back to Africa, and we wouldn't have been going through the shit that we going through now. The bill, which is currently under review in the Texas Senate and House, would require parties to be at least 18 years old or court emancipated before they could get married. I mean, it's a start, but me myself, I would want that taken all the way out, man. I wouldn't I wouldn't want my child to be emancipated, and I wouldn't want my child to be married. Not at that age anyway. You know, a lot of women was getting married back then. See, and you can't do it now, especially now, because the feminist community is stronger than it has ever been. We're seeing the feminist movement getting shit done in politics, um, um, theater, movies, music. You know, they're more stronger now than they've ever been. So, you know, just on that stance alone, this it's only a matter of time before it just gets completely thrown out the window. You know, the whole emancipation and the marriage at ages like this. And when it comes to that note, I will stand on the side with the feminists, no matter if they black or white, because this, like I said in the video that I just made, I haven't uploaded it yet, but we as parents, we have to take a stand concerning our children. We have to stand up for our children, man. It's a lot of shit that's going on that you know, some of us don't have control over, but those of us who do have control, we need to get up off our asses and get shit done. Williams' story was among the striking testimonies given during the hearing Wednesday. Through written testimony, Williams described how her mother picked her up from Aldine Senior High School on October 19, 1983, to take her to the courthouse. Man, see, this right here is some fucked up shit, bro. To wed a man 12 years her senior. Um, and this is her picture here. Let's see. Trevicia Williams with her daughter Agnes in Houston, Texas, at 14 years old. Williams' mother took her to the courthouse to get married to a 26-year-old man she had just met. Now, look here. Now, to me, she doesn't look 14 years old in this picture, and not just that, she's 14 years old with a baby. But I want to address this fact to a lot of men out there, because you have a lot of undercover perverts, a lot of on the low pedophiles, niggas who look at girls like this. You know, this is why, you know, you have to keep your eyes in your own damn head, man, when it comes to women, because nowadays women don't even look their age. No woman does, because once upon a time, it was, in my opinion, it was just white women who looked at old as shit. But in this picture, this chick, she looks at least 18 or 17 years old. She doesn't look 14. you know. But we can't, or men can't, um, use that as an excuse that they thought that the female looked older than she did. There's a lot of men that I know who have daughters who do look older, but I'm pretty sure in their eyes, that's still their baby, and even in their eyes, they don't see her as looking 18. They still see their daughter as 12 or 13 years old, even though that you might want to blame it on the food or something that's in the food that's making the girls look older or making the girls look thicker. Either way, you can't use it as an excuse because men have to get in control of their hormones, because a lot of men, they just think with their dicks instead of their brains, because if you would think with your brain, you would just be focused on getting your community together and thinking about getting you a woman later. If that's the problem that you're struggling with, you need to start focusing on how to take care of your community instead of trying to get laid. You know what I'm talking about? The couple was married from uh 1983 to 1987, and William describes the marriage as uh tumultuous and violent. I don't know what that word means. I'm gonna look that up. Um, nearly 2 years after their wedding day, Williams gave birth to a daughter, Agnes, 2 months before her 16th birthday in 1985. In August of 1987, at the age of 17, Williams divorced her husband. A lot of people ask me why, and I don't have a concrete answer as to why my mother married me to him. Williams said, currently, Williams and her mother do not speak to each other. I can say I forgive her, but even with forgiveness, it doesn't mean to subject yourself to continuous hurt. Despite her rough teenage years, Williams has turned toward her faith and education to prepare her future. Williams earned a bachelor's degree in interdisciplinary studies, a master's degree in behavioral science and psychology, and a doctorate in psychology. Um, Most people become victims, but I was never satisfied being where I was because I knew where I was supposed to be, Williams told Cron.com. I always reach for something higher. Now, I just want to step away from the subject matter right quick and focus on this whole victim thing. Now, I'm the type of black person who other intellectuals will say that I make excuses for the crimes that other black people commit. I don't make excuses for them. What I do is I present the reason why the psyche would have conjured up such a horrible or gruesome action, so to speak. But um, those persons, you see what I'm saying? Those persons, they black people as a whole will put or put in that condition. Only few black people rise up out of that type of that consciousness in which they degraded us to. Um, Few of us are able to rehabilitate ourselves to our original state of consciousness. But other black people who rehabilitate themselves to out of the slave consciousness, they elevate themselves, or they put themselves, not necessarily elevate, because when you put yourself into a white person's state of mind, you become either a coon, Tom, or sellout. Buck dancing Tom for the white man. You think that civilized. When you think of civilized, you think of being civilized in the in the understanding or the perception of the white man. So when we talk about this whole victim mindset and things like that, um we as black people, or me myself, people like myself who so-called make excuses for his people, that's not having a victim mindset. That's showing that that we are in a condition, and that condition that we're in has to be acknowledged. We can't keep talking about the condition without talking about the root of the condition. So that's just something that I wanted to get out there for a lot of those people out there that I argue with or debate with concerning black people in the actions that they commit. None of us are perfect, but at the same time, let's not talk about people as though, we if we were in the situation that they were in. We don't know what we would do if we were those people, or hell, even ourselves, and put in a situation something like that. You don't know what you would do. Um, but back to this story. Along with her work pushing the Senate and the House bill through this legislation session, Williams founded Real Beauty Inside Out, which helps mothers and their daughters grow healthy relationships with each other. A part of her goal is to build the relationship level of families in order to prevent child marriages. Um, it shouldn't hurt to be a child, and child marriages hurt children. Williams told Cron.com they aren't aware of it all the time, but they will be. For more information about Williams's work, visit her website here. Just go to it, see what it's talking about. But like I said, man, this is an everyday woman. Um, I'm pretty sure she's probably a hot topic where she is. But a lot of you people with these YouTube channels, those of you out there that's writing books, those of you that's on television, those of you who in any shape or form talk about talk about pedophiles in general, but you're not doing anything to protect your children from the pedophile. Y'all full of shit. And I just had to say that. It is what it is. You have people like myself and my wife, you know what I'm saying, who are doing things with our kids, and there are other families that I know of that are doing things with their kids. You see what I'm saying? And we're protecting our own. But what are you doing? You're constantly talking about and I'm just gonna single him out. You want to sit up here and talk about Dr. York, but you want to sit up here and talk about Dr. York, but you're not doing anything to protect anybody from Dr. York. You're busy. You're busy getting. You're busy getting people on your panel. You're busy. You're burying yourself in the past. You're focusing on the past, and you're not doing anything to prevent things like what Dr. York is accused of. You're not preventing it from happening. To those children in the future, but let this lesson, let what this woman here is doing be an example for what people are doing, man. You know what I'm talking about. Let's come together as black people, organize, protect our children. You know what I'm saying, and let's just focus on them, man. We can't continue to keep focusing on the past. We gotta focus on the future, and our babies is the future. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.